CES coverage sponsored by GoDaddy.com, the leader in domain names, web hosting services. New customers save 25% by using promo code CES25 at GoDaddy.com.
The CES coverage is sponsored by Luxor, Las Vegas. Get to the point. Rooms start at $40. You can go over to TPN.TV for the Luxor advertisement, which is the gateway to savings.
CES coverage sponsored by Audible.com, where books come alive. Listen to a bestseller on your iPod or MP3 and get a free trial at audiblepodcast.com/CES.
He is the CEO of Orb Networks, or Orb.com.
Right.
Joe Costello.
Good to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you. Nice tie there. Now, take the tie out of that.
Get it out of that CES badge, right?
Little blue flame action going on there.
Exactly. We're ready. We're ready for CES in 2011.
There you go. Now, tell us a little bit about Orb TV, or Orb.com, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I keep saying Orb TV. I don't know why I'm saying it that way.
Well, but because that's one of our products, that's okay.
Okay,
You can say Orb TV.
Okay.
So Orb is all about getting your rich digital media everywhere, anywhere you want it. And so it doesn't matter what it is, if it's music, it's videos, it's photos, it could be your stuff that's online in your iTunes collection that you downloaded, it could be the stuff in the cloud that you love from Hulu or ABC.com or Netflix, whatever. If it's digital and you love it, you should be able to experience and enjoy it wherever you want. That's our proposition. Now, the problem is it's not that easy. Right?
No.
Digital is supposed to make it transparent, get anywhere, but the digital home has been a bust for 20 years so far. And we're all about letting you get all that content to any screen, any speaker you want. Simple, easy, cheap. That's the idea. Now,
I can't wait to hear how this is going to happen. Can't wait.
Yeah, we'll make a magic box here.
That's the biggest bullshit of 2011.
2011? Anyway, we'll live that down more.
Anyway,
So-
go ahead.
So, what you need to do, the problem with digital home is, the number one problem is the 95% of people's speakers, stereos, and televisions are not digitally connected.
Right.
So how do you have a digital phone? There's the elephant in the room. If it's not connected, you don't have a chance for digital home. Second, the primary interface has always been one of these silly IR kind of remote controls, and that's barely good for 50 channels, let alone my entire digital media collection of photos, videos, etc., and online. So we solved those two problems by two things. We built hardware, a piece of hardware, very simple, easy, inexpensive, one called Orb Music to connect you to your speakers and music. So you guys know Sonos systems. A lot of people, when they see it, goes, oh my God, this is Sonos for every man. $69, does all the same thing. You plug the power into this thing, the speaker output, and then you control all of this from any smartphone, from any iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, any Android phone, Android pads, as we have been seeing here, computer, anything that's smart, you can control all of it. You see all your music, all of it in a consolidated index, you pick what you want, and then you point to which speaker you want it to play on, where you have this little Orb Music. For the TV, as you said, Orb TV, same exact idea, except you plug that into your television set, and you can get all your video as well as audio media to your television set. At the show, we're announcing something new called Orb Blu-Ray, or BR, where you take a disc, a Blu-ray disc that we made, $20, plug it into any Blu-ray player, could be a PS3 or any of the standalone Blu-ray players, and it converts it into the Orb TV, so you can now control from any of your smartphones with that disc in the Blu-ray player. You can control that television set. All your media goes to the TV for just $20. It's the cheapest, simplest, easy way to get all your digital media to the TV. Don't have to buy a Google Logitech review for 200 or 300 boxy. None of those boxes.
Sounds
Apple
like
TV
magic.
idea. It is magic. $20 into your Blu-ray player. From the smartphone, I can see everything. I can play all Hulu, all ABC.com. There's no blockage. You don't have to get Hulu Plus or any of that. You can get all your internet TV content to your TV screen.
That Blu player then has to have some sort of network connection.
Yeah, it has to be a network connected Blu-ray.
Okay.
That can't be that magic.
You got a Blu-ray player. How does that push that?
Can't be that magic.
Stick a box under the table.
Right. Can't be that magic. The Blu-ray player has to be connected.
Okay.
Most, they all have a connection, whether you connect it or not. Right. But about 50% of the standalones are being connected, and much higher on the PS3s are connected.
Yes.
So yes, it has to be connected. But once that's if you've already got a connected Blu-ray, which a lot of people have. By the way, 42 million PS3s out there. There are 8 million of the standalone Blu-rays, that are connected, have connection capabilities, about half connected.
Yeah.
By the end of this year, there'll be almost 20 million. You got one of those connected. You've already got it connected. We say, hey, just put this software in, and you're good to go for $20.
So basically, it reprograms the Blu-ray player.
Exactly.
To actually be
Exactly.
a-
We use the BD Live capability of Blu-ray to use it to get to that TV screen that way.
Cool.
All your content, anything you've got. So you don't have to buy one of these expensive boxes, and it gives you more.
Cloak God in the chat room says first of all, he loves Orb, or she, that depends. And it said, wow, I can finally watch my Orb TV using my 50-inch and surround sound. Where can I pre-order? Where can he pre-order?
Good person. Good person.
This is probably something on the Orb. Feeding you the questions.
We have them working on getting the product out. So
But not in the chat room.
no. Keep working.
So where can they pre-order?
You were announcing it today. You can go to www.or.com. You cannot pre-order for another week or two on there. The release will happen in February when we actually start shipping the product, right? So we've been demonstrating it to people here, and we'll start shipping in February.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
So I guess a question about the standard Orb product. Do you actually have a server or something? Or what do you use to, when you plug these speakers into an Orb device? How is that connected to the internet?
Yeah, the exact thing. All Wi-Fi in general, right?
Okay.
So, our little Orb device is the Orb Music, which plugs in. You plug your speaker into that, or the Orb TV, where you plug your TV into that. Those are Wi-Fi enabled, so that all of the communication to them is through Wi-Fi. So you have to have a Wi-Fi network for those guys.
Okay.
Now, of course, the Blu-ray players, some of them are wired, so you can connect them with wires if you want. But ours are all Wi-Fi connected. So you have your Wi-Fi network. You have your smartphone device, which is Wi-Fi enabled, and then you have some PC or Mac. It has to be just some computer that runs what we call our Orbcaster software, which is the air traffic controller.
Which is like a server for.
Yes, exactly. That controls and functions, and it's when you're doing your commands from your smartphone. It's taking those commands and saying, what does he want? What does that person want to do? Which source of content, which destination, and make sure all of the problems that people usually get from a consumer, you want to just say that content there. I don't want to mess around with where is it, what format, does that have to be converted? We do all of that for you in the background. That's what the Orbcaster does.
So the iPhone or the Android has to be on the same network as this Mac or PC?
That's right. Yeah,
So
exactly right.
that's
In that Wi-Fi network in your personal
You can't be like 2 miles away and turn on the radio or do something, pick some sounds.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We don't do that yet. But you can do it in, we're going to be offered the traditional Orb, the old Orb. We were all about remote access, playing all your content from your home onto your, your iPhone or laptop.
Right,
or
which is a
something
different thing. Instead of controlling it, you're actually just
you're going the other way.
You're
and so
consuming it.
we'll do the same thing in an upcoming release, so that you'll be able to take your little Orb music or video to your friend's house, plug it in there, and play
That'd
my
be
home.
nice.
He'll play my content from home on
Yeah.
their TV
for
or stereo.
parties and stuff that you want to.
That would be great. Yeah.
Don't have to take your content with you, just your playlist.
Right, or you forgot some content and you can get to it.
Exactly.
Jeez.
That's the idea.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so $20.
Anyway,
$20 bucks Blu-ray, simplest, easiest, best way.
So
I'm speechless. You have it all written down, and it just makes sense.
Yeah.
So I imagine on your website you actually have a compatibility list of what devices you support for this?
Yeah, exactly. And on the Blu-ray, it's pretty much every Blu-ray is supposed to have this BD Live capability. There may be some cheapo thing that.
Well, some of you have to buy something external to.
Yeah, that's exactly true. It's a good point. You actually, for some of them, they didn't. Although they say it's BD Live,
it's ready.
BD
ready.
Exactly. It's kind of like internet ready, but
right. Yeah. XM ready.
What it means is, because they kind of firewall BD Live from the normal Blu-ray player, so it's a little bit of an extension. And you have to have a certain amount of memory, 1 gig. Some of the players come with it, some don't. So we're going to package, part of why we're going to release in February is that when you buy it for a player, we'll ship you the memory that you need for the player.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's great.
Because otherwise, that will be extra from the 1995, but we want to have a complete package because they didn't do it themselves right. So we'll give you the memory that you plug it in.
But it also helps them to understand just what it takes to make it work.
Exactly, exactly. So they're not sitting there scratching their heads like, what the heck? We don't want
phone call. Or
exactly. Now the PS3 is automatic, because that's it's a hyper-powered machine, right? There you just plug it in, you're done. Some of the And it's a hodgepodge of the other ones. Some of the high-end machines didn't put the memory in. Some of the low-end ones did. I have no idea what their theory was.
So how much memory does it require?
1 gig.
1 gig.
I mean, it's not exactly
because of buffering and stuff. I'm
sure. I am assuming that there's some of that's going on. Yeah. Not much.
Any thoughts of actually putting it into a Blu-ray player as firmware?
Well, the very first thing we did over a year ago is we hacked a couple of Blu-ray players to do that. And, of course, that's easier and simpler, but the problem is then you have to have a relationship, with the Blu-ray guys, and they're not the easiest, simplest, fastest people to work with. Yeah. So we said, let's just go get it done.
Yeah. Get it done, get a disc, put it in.
Yep, let people go.
So. That's a good solution, though.
Really quick, what happens if, I'm just playing devil's advocate, what happens if the disc breaks, scratches, or whatever?
Call us, we'll send you a new one.
Okay.
He said that very quietly.
If any problem, just don't go breaking the disc.
Yeah.
But if there's
but really, call Joe if you have to get a new disc.
And Joe's personal number is
my cell phone. All right, well, I'll just take my credit card, buy another one.
All right, well, now we got Joe's credit card here. ORB.com, correct?
Exactly right, ORB.com.
All right,
Joe,
great.
thank you very much for your time.
Good to meet you guys.
Good to meet you.
Hey, thanks a lot.
All right.
Amazing. I remember. I remember a couple years ago when I first heard. Well, you put the DVD into the drive, and then you can do this or you can do this. Netflix being the big proprietor on that.
Right.
But just what we're doing nowadays to completely rewrite what your device was supposed to do to what it should be doing in something like Orb is completely amazing.
Well, it's amazing, especially since, Blu-ray and all this protection and stuff in it, you wouldn't think you'd be able to do that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't come to mind, but to be able to just repurpose it, that's great. And a good service, too.